Мне показалось, когда Магомед его прижал к нам, к нашему углу, мне показалось, что Перейра был намазан чем-то.
I believe when I beat Carlos, I'm gonna be next contender.
It's been more than a week since UFC 313 ended, but it is still making headlines in the MMA world. Magomed Ankalaev surprised everyone by beating Alex Pereira and winning the light heavyweight belt. Most of the people were shocked to see Poatan losing his belt, but true fans acknowledged Ankalaev's spectacular performance. Ankalaev is enjoying his victory, but his team believes Alex Pereira cheated at UFC 313. In a recent interview, Ankalaev's coach, Sukrab Magomedov, accused Poatan of gaining an unfair advantage during their title fight. Sukrab Magomedov alleged, "When Magomed pushed him against the fence in our corner, it seemed Pereira was greased with something. It happens. Fighters get greased up for sparring sessions, or when they are cutting weight, they use some ointment. The way it goes, the sweat doesn't flow off, but gels up, and that's what it looked like on his body, too." Sukrab Magomedov also revealed that Ankalaev also smelled something strange from Poatan's body. He further accused Alex Pereira's coach, Glover Teixeira, of using such illegal tactics during the fights. Ankalaev's coach further said, Ankalaev said afterwards that he smelled like he had some sort of ointment on and he was sticky. The sweat didn't drop off his body, it stuck. That's what it looked like on his body too. Glover Teixeira is really known for stuff like this. However, there's no official evidence of any wrongdoing by Alex Pereira and his team, and they still haven't publicly addressed these allegations. Some fans also pointed out that Ankalaev's coach might be right, as Pereira surprisingly defended almost 12 takedowns from Ankalaev. On the other hand, Alex Pereira felt that the result wasn't fair, and now wants an immediate rematch with Ankalaev. The Dagestani fighter is also open to fighting again, and has no problem giving a rematch to Poatan. Magomed Ankalaev wrote on his X account, "Alex, when you're ready to go again, you deserve this." The new light heavyweight champion Magomed Ankalaev also said after his win at UFC 313 that he is always ready for a rematch. He said during that press conference that he doesn't mind fighting anyone and he will be there to defend his belt anytime.
I was going to say, it sounds like a rematch. I asked Dana and he said he's not sure, but a rematch probably makes sense given it was close. I mean, is that the fight you want the most? And if so, how soon would you like to do it?
Yes, I never picked my opponent, so I'm very much happy and ready for a rematch. Whenever UFC offers it to us, if we'll see what the date is, we'll be happy to accept it.
Alex Pereira also said after that fight that he would return to get back his belt very soon. However, the former champion also knows that his body demands a little bit of rest and then will look to make a great comeback in the octagon.
É isso aí, pessoal. Algumas marcas, bom, mas estou bem. Descansar um pouco, já tô voltando, né, como eu sempre fiz. Já aconteceu algumas vezes isso comigo, mas, eu tô bem, né? Agradeço todo o apoio de vocês.
Meanwhile, Jan Blachowicz is urging the UFC brass not to pencil in the Ankalaev versus Pereira rematch as the next light heavyweight title fight, as Blachowicz has rematch desires of his own. After a draw against Ankalaev at UFC 282, Blachowicz intends to make a grand comeback inside the octagon. He wants to push for a title fight after beating Carlos Ulberg in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night 254 on Saturday.
Ankalaev was tweeting like, "Alex Pereira, I'm ready for you when the rematch happens," all this stuff. Can you change this with the right performance? Like, can you change the UFC's mind, Alex's mind, Magomed's mind, and make them say you're next in this rematch?
I make everything to change this in Saturday. After my win against Ulberg, I'm gonna change this, and I believe when I beat Carlos, I'm gonna be next contender for the title.
Blachowicz is making a comeback after a long time, and he thinks Ulberg is a matchup that is suited well for his return. His opponent is on a 7 fights winning streak, and just like how Israel Adesanya was undefeated in 2021 before he faced Blachowicz, the situation is similar for the former light heavyweight champion, and he would like to repeat history by ending the winning streak of Carlos Ulberg. Blachowicz says that he is also expecting a similar result. We do a great job with my team. Every fighter and every fight is a little bit different, so I have to be ready for a completely different fighter than Adesanya, but I think we've got a plan for him and it's going to be a good plan. Jan Blachowicz said that he had a plan for this fight night and he would try his best to get the desired result. Blachowicz knows that it's a big fight for him as he wants to get a title shot after winning this fight. Jan Blachowicz added, "We've got plan, but I also know how to feel the moment and go in there and fight. I believe in that. I will do everything I can to knock him out." Sharing his thoughts about UFC 313, Jan Blachowicz revealed that he didn't watch that fight as he is focused on his fight against Ulberg. According to Blachowicz, he doesn't want to confuse his mind with outside things before his fights.
Did you think Magomed won that fight with Alex? Like, what were you thinking when you were watching? Did the right winner get the belt?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Do you feel like Magomed deserved the decision and the win over Alex in their fight?
First of all, I don't watch the fight because I don't watch the fights before my fight, like 4 weeks. No MMA in TV.
Really? Why?
Only my, I don't know, always do like this. Only I focus only about my, opponent, about my, my preparation. I don't want to, put different stories to my head,
Jan Blachowicz is hopeful that he can disrupt the UFC's plans for a rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Blachowicz also faced Ankalaev and Pereira in his last 2 fights. His fight against Ankalaev ended in a draw while he lost to Pereira via a split decision at UFC 291. The 42-year-old is now looking to rebound and show everyone that he still has got a lot of fighting left in him. Blachowicz further said, "What's going to happen? I'm going to have a title shot against Ankalaev. First of all, I focus only on Ulberg. I'm going to beat him. Then if you ask me what's next, only this. We've got our story. Unfinished business we have to finish." Right now, Blachowicz is focused on his Saturday night fight, but after that, he will speed up his efforts to get a title shot against Ankalaev. He wants to beat Ankalaev and then defend his title against Alex Pereira. Jan Blachowicz added, "First of all, I'm focused only on my next fight. Yes, I will beat Ulberg and then take the title shot against Ankalaev. I beat Ankalaev and then rematch against Pereira. I defend the belt against Pereira. This is the perfect scenario for me. Then I can go to the mountains again." Recently, the video of the middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis is getting viral and he was seen enjoying the defeat of Alex Pereira. Du Plessis was delighted to see Poatan getting smashed by Magomed Ankalaev.
He's definitely looked a lot better in round 2. Like, this is definitely an Ankalaev round. By far. Oh!
And he wants to go down to middleweight.
There were some rumors for a fight between Alex Pereira and Dricus du Plessis, but the middleweight rejected that idea now. Dricus du Plessis believes there is no point in a fight with Poatan now, even if he beats Ankalaev in the rematch, because he feels Alex Pereira's aura is finished at UFC 313.
Thanks, Ankalaev, for taking the biggest fight out of my life. It's nothing personal.
It's completely ruined any potential fight of you and Alex now. Unless Alex comes back in a rematch and starches him, then it makes sense.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
Aura, go on.
Dricus du Plessis has made it clear that with this defeat, Alex Pereira has lost his aura, but some fans think Poatan was the winner at UFC 313. They think the judges made the mistake and Ankalaev shouldn't have been declared the champion. These claims didn't go well with Tom Aspinall, who slammed all the fans who doubted the result of UFC 313 and called them uneducated. And Tom Aspinall stated, "I can't believe people watched that fight and thought that Pereira won. It was just wild to me how many uneducated fans are out there. And how many uneducated fans out there thought it was a boring fight as well. I thought it was an amazing fight. Both guys did good, and I think that Ankalaev was just a lot better than him on the night. That's it." Aspinall was also asked if Alex Pereira's move to the heavyweight division is off the table after the shocking UFC 313 defeat. He believes Poatan is a big star and he can move to any division where he feels comfortable. Alex Pereira said he could do whatever he wants. He's an absolute megastar, so I think there's fights to make at middleweight, light heavyweight, or heavyweight for him. Meanwhile, when there is a lot going on in the light heavyweight division, a former UFC middleweight champion is thinking about returning to the octagon with a move to the light heavyweight division. Robert Whittaker, who is one of the all-time greats of the middleweight division, has given an update about his plan plans to close out his career with a light heavyweight run. On the most recent episode of his MMArcade podcast, Whitaker provided an updated timetable for when he'll make a decision.
Are you still considering the move up to light heavyweight? And if you do still plan on it, do you have any idea as to who you would like to fight up there? Either way, can't see you, wait to see you back in the octagon, and good luck on your return. Rob? Because you mentioned it in a previous episode.
I'm going to decide after this next fight.
So one more at middleweight at least?
At the very least.
Okay.
At the very least. Depending on, like, I'm going to really try and push the boundaries of muscle to weight ratio and everything.
All right.
Just see where we come up.
In his most recent fight, Robert Whitaker suffered a brutal submission loss to Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 308, where his jaw also got dislocated. Whitaker is yet to officially book his next fight, but he has expressed his interest to have a bout with Sean Strickland. The former middleweight champion Sean Strickland is still Robert Whitaker's top priority, and he has a June date in mind.
And you mentioned before, probably Sean Strickland would be a number one.
That would be great. That would be great in International Fight Week.
Last year, Robert Whitaker revealed the ideal age when he would like to hang his gloves and say goodbye to UFC. On a podcast with the Mighty Mouse, Whitaker expressed his thoughts about when he wants to leave this sport.
I'm thinking about wrapping it up around 36. That's what, two and a half years.
Okay.
Because I feel like 36 is a good age to like really have a solid crack at something else, whatever it is I want to do.
Meanwhile, the former lightweight champion Conor McGregor is once again in the headlines. The Irish fighter recently visited the White House to meet Donald Trump. McGregor described his meeting as the most important meeting of Ireland's future.
Happy Paddy's Day, America!
McGregor elaborated on the nature of his visit, where he met with Donald Trump administration officials during an unexpected briefing at the podium of the White House press room.
You know, and it'll be music to the people of Ireland's ears, because never on the main stage has the issues the people of Ireland face been spoke. You know, our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland, and it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people.
His meeting with President Donald Trump got a bit of backlash from Irish authorities as well, but the fans are waiting for his return to the octagon. Conor McGregor is among the most popular UFC fighters of all time, and it's been a long time since his last fight in the octagon. His last fight was way back in 2021, where he suffered a TKO against Dustin Poirier. The lightweight star Charles Oliveira has reacted to the rumors of Conor McGregor's return to the UFC. According to Oliveira, the Notorious is no longer on his radar. He doesn't see McGregor as a potential opponent now, as he believes his era has ended and McGregor might not fight again in the UFC. Charles Oliveira said, "To be honest, I don't know why people are still talking about Conor McGregor. He has done everything he wanted to do in the sport, and now he chooses to live his life the way he is living." McGregor was expected to return against Michael Chandler last year at UFC 303, but he pulled out due to an injury. Since then, McGregor hasn't returned to the octagon, and Charles Oliveira feels that it's time for the fans to forget McGregor, as he is not going to come back. Charles Oliveira further added, "We were waiting for his return, and Michael Chandler was waiting for about 2 years, but he didn't show up. I think the fans should forget about Conor McGregor coming back. He isn't going to fight again." Well, this is all we have from today's video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about these updates in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notifications about our latest videos.